Today on RC Toolbox,
rebuilding Summit drive shafts. Often when you're bashing on your Summit, you'll run into the issue where your drive shafts will break. And simply what this is it tears out one of the holes where the pins go through, or sometimes they'll just shatter like this one, and obviously this one's not repairable. But if all you have is one that's torn a pin out, there is a way to fix it. What you want to do is take apart all the components of the drive shaft. That way all you have remaining is a plastic sleeve, and then you're just gonna go through and drill out new holes. If you have a stubborn pin that won't come out or a stubborn set screw, it's good to keep some WD-40 or other non-name brand lubricant, just some spray lube to put in there to loosen them up. It tends to loosen up any rust that's built up in the in between the set screw and the stub shaft, and that's what you see right here. Just a little squirt in there, let it sit for a couple minutes, and should loosen up any stuck set screws. It isn't a bad idea to use some Marvel Mystery Oil or spray lube like this and lubricate all the components of your drivetrain whenever you have the vehicle apart. You can't have too much grease and it'll collect dust at that point, but it's always better to have some lubrication, but rather than none. So to begin repairing your drive shafts, you're going to want to start off with a snap punch. You can get these at a hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot. Just make sure it's got a good sharp point on it. And you're going to want to take a Sharpie marker and mark where you want the hole to be. And you're going to want to go 90 degrees away from where the hole tore out or where the existing hole is on the other side. So basically you're going in a cross pattern to where the current holes are. Just mark that roughly the same distance from the end of the axle. This is kind of important because if you do go too far in, the stub shaft won't fit. Too far out, it'll just tear out again real fast. So just go ahead and mark that with a Sharpie. Be careful, you might want to use a V-block or a vise here because it will slip off just like that. But go ahead and snap punch where you want your hole, and a couple times doesn't hurt. So you want to take your pin from the drive shaft and find the drill size that matches it. It should be about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit smaller. It all depends on the size of your pin, if it's worn down or not. And select the correct drill then. Go ahead and chuck it up in your cordless drill, or if you have a drill press, that can be even handier because at least you have a nice straight line coming into it. You may want to find a small vise or a clamping V-block to use, just something that you can hold on to it without having to use your hand. And once you've got it set up in the vise, like you can see my vise here has a little indent so that you can put the round shaft into the V of the back jaw. And once you've got it in place, carefully position your drill or your drill press, and you want to run the drill a little bit slower since it is plastic, and drill down through the top. And once you've cleared the chips out of the top, you can go ahead and drill all the way through the bottom, and make sure it's a good straight hole because your pin's going to need to be in there straight, otherwise this won't work. So once you've drilled that out good, you're pretty much ready to fit your stub shaft back in there and push the pin in. Now sometimes these stub shafts or the receiver shaft on the other end, putting that pin back in requires a little bit of massaging, I guess you might want to call it. You just grab a hammer or a mallet, something small is better. Just don't smash your fingers, that'll hurt. Just carefully tap that in there. You do want a little bit of a snug fit, otherwise it's just going to rock around and tear out the hole again. And so once you've got that in there, kind of work it around a little bit because it will be snug. Spray a little bit of that spray lube in there, WD-40 or whatever, and that'll allow it to move more freely. The WD-40 doesn't seem to break down the plastic, so it seems safe on these drive shafts. And by doing this, you can repair either end of your drive shaft and hopefully allow you to keep reusing them. You know, at least get 2 smashes out of each one rather than just replacing them every time they break. You're now going to want to go ahead and put the stub shaft set screw back in and snug that up, but don't strip it out or it'll be hell to try to get out next time. You want to be able to fix these quick on the trail if you got to swap a new one in. There you see the receiver end of the drive shaft right there, and torn out hole, and then the fixed hole. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button so you get all the latest videos on how to fix your Summit or anything else that I might have in the stable.
The next time you break something on your RC or want to upgrade to the latest and greatest parts, be sure to check out RC Toolbox and we'll help you fix it. Until next time, try not to break it too bad and bring lots of spare parts. You're gonna need them.